have today we also invited some very special people who we have identified that, and we do believe and know that by the time we end this year, they will be directors. So that is why they are in here. So please, you can take it on from here.
Thank you so much, Justus, for the opportunity. And I want to appreciate all the leaders on the call for making it for this session. We are here just to learn. And I just want you to think about the lifestyle we have just been shown. If you're on this call and you're invited and you want to be a director, just think about the Mauritius, Tanzania, air ticket. My God, you being given an air ticket by Team Lions. If it's me, I could work day and night to get that air ticket so that I don't use any other means. But you know, that is one of the ways to build your business. If you're a senior manager on this call, and if you become a consistent director, or even for our executives who are on this call, this is something I believe you could go out there and share with your managers, because this is a way to build your business. These are just great incentives. Thank you so much, Justus and the team, for those great incentives. For me, I know how incentives are very important. And me, I'm one of the people who have highly benefited from the Neolife incentives, the company incentives. I look at them when they come and I work towards them. And I'm just so excited because we're in a company whereby we are not just paid our bonuses, they give us more. But are you there to take the more as an executive, as a senior manager? My name is Grace Chege, and I'm calling in from Nairobi in Kenya. I'm a mother and I'm married, and I'm a HR by profession. This opportunity found me when I was very busy, and I was talking to someone today who is a youth, and I was telling them, I don't know why you're not serious with the Neolife opportunity. I joined in when I was very young. I was your age. Why are you not taking the Neolife business seriously? And you're telling me you don't have money. And we had a tough argument with them because I don't understand how someone cannot see this God-given opportunity. So for me, I was invited in a physical session. It was not a Zoom session. And I remember I was very skeptical about Neolife. So first of all, I looked at the message. I was not sure what it was all about, but because they said money and I was in need of money that time, I went, I attended the training. I didn't have money that day, but I paid some amount. Why did I pay? I saw hope. I saw, for me, where I was coming from was a place of, I was not having hope. Things were very sad. I got married young, and you know, most of you, I know, they know my story. My spouse got sick. I became the only breadwinner, and this was not the life I wanted. That's why these days I told people, the other day we were in Turkey and I shopped all I want, because when I was in trouble, I was just looking at people as they shopped. So for me, it was emotionally draining. It was not what I was expecting. And I had to hold on. It was even scaring because I'd not seen someone being sick in my family. And now, the worst thing is the finances. I don't know what your pain is. I don't know why you're wise. I don't know why you joined in your life. But me, when that day the presentation was done, I saw the money. And I got the hope because they said, you can do this on part-time. So I said, okay, I'm not going to quit my job so I can begin on part-time. By the way, it's good for you to know that I had heard about Neolife when I was in the university. I was so ignorant. I was like, those things of products, and shame on me. A few years later, I'm invited and I'm so serious and I'm broke. So I took the opportunity right there. My journey was a bit tough. I remember I went and shared with my husband, Caesar, and he was not even interested. So my friends, the journey is yours. If you're on this call, I just want to say the journey is very personal. Like for those who are in salvation, in Christianity, we say Jesus is my personal savior. So this business is not communal, it's personal. And for me, it is me who was tired of the debts it is me who was tired of house rent and things that, those pains. I know my husband was also emotionally drained, but it is me who the landlord was calling. So here I go at home and I tell him about this opportunity. He tells me, you don't know those things. He told me those things, and you'll get some of the distributors in your organization having and meeting people like my husband. So he told me, oh, those things are, you will know them here in Nairobi and all that. So he just downplayed me. And my friends, I was so psyched when I was explaining to him about traveling, about how we can make money and get financial freedom. He didn't get it. So imagine I'm there with my bag as a distributor, and the first reception is not good. What could you do? I don't know. But for me, I love training because every evening I had to really try in the evening to go for training because during the day I was at work. But something kept in my mind what I saw in that event at the Hilton Hotel. The event I attended was very big, and that's why I want to encourage you about the power of events. You must make your way to Tanzania. I don't care whether you get the incentive or not, but you have to be at Tanzania because that is how you are going to see the next bigger picture of you becoming a president team member, a Ruby director, and for you also to transform the lives of people. So for me, no matter how the discouragement came, what was ringing in my mind, the stories, the positive stories. I also remembered that people said, oh, others had said, oh, my sisters, my brothers. So I said, okay, it's not unique to me that my husband has refused. I had it in the meeting. And the first this was my peace. I was so tired of not having money. I was craving to do this business. I was so hungry. So me, even I never disturbed my upline director, Isaac. He just showed me how to get to senior manager. In 3 days, I became a senior manager. And that is where life started for me. Because now my first bonus check was Kenya shillings 1,400, about $10. The compensation plan was well explained to me when I was joining. So I knew why I started that way. I didn't complain, but I had another big challenge waiting for me. And for me, even as a believer, I believe and I know when the tides are too high, there are good things waiting for me. That is me. That is me, Grace, my faith. I'm not telling you to take my faith, but that is me. So immediately my colleagues in the office, don't forget, in the office, I am a boss. So I'm trying to connect my juniors to see what I'm doing. And they're laughing at me. They're telling me, oh, okay, Grace, apart from doing HR, did you do medicine? Because people really confuse our business. They think our business is about doctors. Because health is mentioned, oh, I don't know, they go for training, they think that we are doctors. So another rejection at my workplace. And how do you think I was feeling? I want to make money. I go for trainings. I meet successful people. And me, I remember the rejection I have in the office. But let me tell you, there's one thing that really helped me, I'll never forget. We were taught that, yes, my friends joined. And I have 2 scenarios that are very interesting. Two of my friends joined and they never even took their bags. The bag, they never took this. They just joined to please me. So you can see my journey as a senior manager was terrific. That's what I can say. It was a bit terrific. And I remember we were taught in a training that, okay, approach the warm market because you're still new, your contacts are still there. But guess what? As well, start getting out and talk to the cold market. And that, I want you to bring to you the comfort zone of employment. Now I'm being pushed to what I don't like, you know. You see, I still have a salary and I'm still thinking, will I do this business? But something tells me I have no choice. I have to do it. And for me, it's by God's grace that I attended training without missing. Actually, one day here in Kenya, I was recognized as someone, as a part-timer who doesn't miss training because I was always there. And I knew something would happen because I saw others. It's very important to be in a place, especially in network marketing, where you can hear the story of justice, the story of other leaders, even others coming from extreme ends. It's just amazing. But I want to ask you, how are you determined to get to Sapphire Director, to get to Executive, to get to Director? And today we are here to talk about Director. And if you're a Director, we are talking about Sapphire Director. The determination you have. I want you to know that my son was very young. I go for meetings, I invite people, and they don't turn up. If you didn't know in your life and you meet me that time, maybe you could have told me, Grace, you are just wasting your time. But for me, I was so determined. And today I want to talk about determination. Why? For me, I saw this business is not complicated. It's not easy, but it's a simple business that even if somebody says no, another one will say yes. And I concentrated on the basics. I really tried to use the products, and I have never missed my 100 points, even when I was a senior manager without a check. And it was not easy because you see, I'm a senior manager, I'm not earning a check, I'm supposed to make my 100 points. The salary is not enough. Remember, the debts and everything is waiting on me. The person I have in the house is not supporting me. What could you do if you are me? What many people love is what they see as an easy route, quitting. But I didn't quit. For me, I saw this as the dream come true. This is the way I'm going to shop for all I want. This is the way for me, I am going to drive the cars I want. And this is the way I'm going to have financial freedom. The pain of not having enough money. Me, I really love enough money. I want to have money. If I want to change my hairstyle, I want to have money. If I want something, and I was not having that kind of life. So me, I was thinking, I was visualizing, when I become a director and I still have my salary, I'll have over 500 US dollars for me. So I'll not have this baggage. So I started visualizing positively. I'm still a senior manager. So how are your thoughts? What is your perception for this business? What do you see? For me, I was just thinking the day, actually, you could think I'm crazy because when that time there was no executive. When I became a QSM now, a qualified senior manager, I was feeling now the heat. And how did I get here? I sponsored people. I was feeling the heat of becoming a director. And I was feeling like, now things are getting better. And maybe you can ask me, Grace, all the people say no, where did you get people? There are still people who say yes, my friend. Even if there are 20 no's, there are still some people who are ready to say yes. And I'm very grateful to God because of the first distributors that joined my organization. So it was tough. But me, at that time as a QSM, I was always saying, I was standing in front of the mirror and I was positively speaking as a director. I was a QSM. This is how I really wanted to change. But one of the things that I really changed is my friends in the office, the way I use my time. I want to ask you, how do you use your time? You know, in the office setup, we had sometimes a lot of hours of just talking nonsense, taking tea for long, someone coming to my desk, explaining about a certain project, and now talking about politics. So I started being very keen with my time. Let me tell you, don't joke with this opportunity of new life. Don't let just time pass like that and you're not talking to anybody. You're not selling the products. You are just there. You're saying, June, we are just first week of June. First week of June, what? Me, I've already sponsored from Facebook. I am not even relaxing. I've just closed the month and I'm just opened. I've even forgotten the month of June. And my friends, over $3,000 has been paid in my account. I've not even touched a single coin. That is how now. Now today I see the pain I went through the journey. I just say, oh God, hallelujah. Thank you, God. Because I was so determined. But there are some habits and behaviors that are very critical for you, even as a director, whatever, where you are. And today, I just want you to think that senior manager, just forget. Forget the glory you have as senior manager. Forget the glory you have at executive. There is the glory you are feeling like you have. Forget it. And in the office, I started getting new names. Doctor, Grace, you're too serious. The other day, I got a call from my former colleague, and he wanted omega-3 salmon. And he told me, Grace, nobody knows your story like me. I saw you start this new life. We laughed at you in the office. We even said you are not taking care of your family. We talked behind you. You never listened to us. And Grace, today, we look at you on social media. We always say that was our colleague. How do you want to be remembered if you cannot be determined? One of the things as a senior manager that I can tell you, I hated to be called a senior manager. And you know now, during recognition, they have to call senior managers. And now I was always very smart. It's good to be smart. So now the people that were joining my team, they were confused. So when the directors were being called, they tell me, see, you wake up, they are calling directors. And I was feeling a lot of pain. And for me, as a senior manager to get to director, my friends, something drastic happened. Very drastic. I went into cold market. Even the first director was a total stranger. I didn't know him. There's something else we were taught. Apart from cold market, we were told, get referral list from people who don't want. Are you teachable? Yes, you're telling me you want to go to director, but are you teachable? Because some of us have piled notes and notes and notes of speakers who come and are being invited by Team Lions, our leader here. Today, just say that whatever you're going to grasp from what I'm sharing, you're going to put it into action. So me, I was very keen. I was saying, okay, that is a 2RUBY talking. Let me listen. What are they saying? Okay, they are saying cold market. I write. They are saying referral list. I write. Then they were saying, not just write, go and practice. So first, it was not easy. Remember, I'm a senior manager. I'm going out to invite people. And when they come for the meeting, you know, they notice I'm not a director. But one of my colleagues, I invited him. And he told me, Grace, I'm not interested with that business. And I was bold enough. I told him, Anthony, he's my good friend until now. What did you like most about it, even if you don't want to join? He told me that part of money and travel looks good. But me, if you are me, You could have said, oh, and hate on him. Yeah, I didn't hate on him. I told him, then give me at least 5 people. You know they can. Do you know people who can at least want this business? He told me, yeah, I know some people. Then I told him, okay, write for me at least 20 people. My friends, it was not easy. I went to Anthony's desk for 3 weeks. He had written nobody. But I kept going there. And one day he told me, Grace, you're disturbing me now, but let me just, you're my boss. Let me give you people. He only gave me 5 people. And I want to tell you to take events seriously. These 5 people that Anthony gave me, one, he told me, you know, this one will love this business. He knows people, he can network and those products. He knows people who are sick. You know, people think that our business is for people who are sick. Anyway, I told Anthony, thank you. And I went ahead. I didn't give Isaac my upline to invite. I started inviting those people myself as a senior manager. What do you want to go? And where you want to go, sometimes it's personal. It's you who is feeling the pain of being a senior manager, and you should be a director, an executive manager, a director, and you should be a sapphire by now. So I said, now I'm going to invite these people. Do you know, I was so daring. I don't know, just as I think there's Mbarara, there's Kampala, there's, you know, there are other districts, I think, in Uganda, far from Kampala. All these people were coming far from Nairobi. And guess what? Because there was an upcoming event at the Hilton Hotel in Nairobi, I just invited them in Nairobi to see if they are going to respond to me. Where is your faith as a senior manager? You just want easy things that look planned. Sometimes just force people into the plan. And God will see the faith. So among the 5 people, 1 came. And no, he didn't just come. He called me. And now when he called me, fear. Please, my fellow leaders on this call, fear was draining me. So I invite this guy. And then he calls me. Then I said, I'm not going to pick. Now what am I going to say? I want you to picture me. This is Grace as a senior manager. But I took the phone and he told me, you've invited me for this event. I've seen you've invited me courtesy of Anthony, but I'm in Nyeri. So how do I make it to that event? I told him, he asked me, what is this new life about? I told him it's about, it's a great opportunity. It's an international organization. And Anthony is my colleague in the office. He told me, so you work for Consumer Options? That's my former employer. I told him, yes. And I told him, actually, because I know Nyeri and that's my home county, I'm going to send you bus fare to come that day. We focus on health, we focus on agriculture, and it's a great business. And actually, Anthony told me, you'll be interested with agriculture. You know, that guy told me, I'm going to come. Then the fear now told me that guy is not going to come. You see, now God performs it for me. Then I start saying, he's not going to come. But I want you to see the process. I was so hungry to get people because I knew for me to get to director, I have to get people on board. No other answer, people. Because this is the way I went to director. When this guy came, the story is amazing. The first time he joined, this guy joined with 15 people. Now I got confused. The success, my friend. People are not coming and staying in my team. Then one person comes and sponsors 15 people. Okay, I want to ask you as a senior manager, what if I didn't have the strength to even approach Anthony, my colleague, who has never joined? And he gave me Ewesit. And through Ewesit and some few other people who had joined, I became a director. 7 months later. But before I got to director, Ewesit has joined. He's very busy with the Catholic Church. He's a Catholic brother. So I took all the energy. The people that were joining, it is me who was launching the kids as a senior manager. I want you to see the sacrifice of time. He joins from Nyeri. Nyeri is 2.5 hours from Nairobi. I go there every Sunday as a senior manager to launch the kids, Now, because they know there is this lady who brought our seat and our seat is in charge. And so the burden, or I said all the work was on me as a senior manager. Isaac was telling me, now this is how we are going to go to director. These people are stepping up. These people are doing what? These ones are joining with. Now it became a good problem. I became a director, and people who know my story, I really worked for that director, because the person below, now this guy who, the friend to Anthony, did not have time for the business. And actually, as we talk today, he's in Rome, but he became a director. But this is called market. This was a referral of somebody who never joined. 4 months from then, Ewesit became a director, and I became a Sapphire director. The story of one person can join your team. The others came because I still have other directors. I have over 25 directors now. But even now, when my journey to director, I want to say I didn't have only Ewesit, but my strongest leg was Ewesit. And can I say this justice? Do you know that leg for Ewesit is still the America leg? So you see, if I joked with my life as a senior manager, I could not even get this America business. Please, my friends, don't joke with small beginnings. They are too serious for the future. So the way to director is team sponsoring and personal sponsoring. Because the people came through Ewesit, that is team sponsoring. And me, I had to grow. As a senior manager, as an executive manager, as a director, you have to grow. The business cannot leave you behind. Cannot grow and leave you behind. How is a business growing and leaving you behind? Every time you're saying, oh, Justice has to be here. Dennis has to be here. Badru has to be here. Joseph have to be here. Sometimes you have to do things on your own. Let Justice get you there. When you are even mixed like tea, he will save you somewhere. But just go all in. I remember my upline director, Isaac, telling me one day, I was a QSM and I had gotten this team, and Isaac was really sick, and even his voice had gone. And he told me, Grace, we have to postpone this meeting because I'm unwell. Me now, I told him now, Isaac, I am going to run that meeting. Remember, I'm a senior manager. But I was seeing the director coming. And I was thinking, if we skip this Sunday, you are being told as a senior manager, the meeting is being skipped because I don't know, someone has gone to Turkey. Don't skip the meeting, do the meeting anyway. I went, I did the meeting. Now what has happened? We were all senior managers, me and my downlines. So I told Ewesit, you and you, Ewesit, you're going to introduce me because you are the key person here. Now me, I'm going to do everything because I had already, as a senior manager, do you know how to do a presentation? Do you know? Or you are just sitting nicely there when Dennis is presenting or you're upline? My friend, the moment of reckoning is coming. They say the violent shall take it by force. So me, I learned very early to do the things. You just don't become a director. It is the influence that is within you that makes people to follow you. And I can tell you, after that, there were like 50 people. And all of us now, all the people running the meeting are senior managers. And guess what? We got 6 kids. I called Isaac, and Isaac told me, now you'll be going on your own. Now you're a big person now. Don't always say that it has to happen when the upline is there. If you're an executive and this month you want to become a director, you can become. Me, when I was becoming a director, it was a fight because there were only 1 day remaining and I had a deficit of 800 points. I'll never forget. And I said, me, this director I have to become. I have to. Whatever it takes, I will become a director. So I was there always. When Isaac was following up, I was seeing how he's calling people, telling them, reminding them. And Isaac told me, what do you think, Grace? Do you want to get to director this month? Leave this syndrome of always wanting. You are always getting near. You are now like a senior manager, director. I don't know what to call you. This syndrome of just, seeing that you're becoming, now become. So the way to go, the way to grow is ensuring the distributors that are joining your team, let's say in the month of June, you help them to become managers. Because when they're going to become managers, they're going to sponsor at least 3 people, close with 500 points, get a bonus, get the incentive, the lunch. You remember the incentive? I know it's running in East Africa. When people are excited, let me tell you, that is the way to win. You don't win alone. It's so boring for only you to say your story. Why is it interesting when I am mentioned? It's not about me, but it's the great stories that are coming from Team Power International. Very, very authentic stories. So I want to tell you, create. When team sponsoring is there and you're sponsoring, there's one thing that is very powerful. You create product movement, and the opportunity transforms many lives. But when you don't sponsor, you start blaming. You start blaming your life, blaming Ugandan economy. You even blame some people, you don't know them, but you blame them. So you find, instead of growing, you're just withering. It is very easy to lose the business at senior manager. Very easy. Because just like me, I've told you, I wanted to grow, I get the no's. I'm looking for emotional support from my husband, I don't get it. The worst was from my sisters. But anyway, do you want to grow? Just be crazy. For me, I told you, I was just imagining. The other day I was in Turkey. And I was saying, that one is how much? Then I buy. And that outfit, I think I was wearing it on Sunday. Was it on Sunday? And then I said, oh God, I never thought that a time like this would come in my life as a woman, that I'll see something in Turkey, not in Nairobi, in Turkey, my friends. Because me, I went with all the money I'd saved in the company. I don't know the flight balance, because I qualified 12 out of 12. Until now, when I hear somebody say, I don't have a problem, I have all the money for shopping. And actually, I went to Turkey earlier. I was there, the financial freedom. I want you to see, yes, I know I'm a grown woman, but I want you to see the girl in me, the excitement. When I'm in just there, I'm flying to Turkey. And, I have the dollars because I exchange money to the dollars. So I was feeling like I can say like, oh, I'm a celeb, they should see me. And let me tell you, when I was younger than today, this is the life I wanted. So God is very fair. For me, it's not just about money, but it's the feeling that you have won. The feeling of, saying, all my directors, I brought them handbags. And they were like, Grace, all this money, you brought all of us, because my directors, many are women, many, more than 18 here in Kenya, they are women. So all of them, these days I'm seeing them in meetings, they have the handbag I brought them. Then I was like, okay, this is what I want to feel. But how did I come to even grow my business to where I am? And how did I come even to quit employment? Because when I resigned, when I wrote the resignation letter, my bosses called me and they told me, Grace, you are so unserious. You are less than 40. You have a young family and you're resigning from employment. I told them, yes. And I have thought about it and I'm quitting. And I can tell you, this business has given me courage. Courage not just to help people grow, but courage as a person. But for you to get to from where you are tonight, You got to have a meeting with yourself. Life is not easy out here. Even you see the way I had to really fight to get to grow. But anyway, what is easy? That is what I was asking myself. What is easy? Nothing. So I have done this business with my whole heart. Are you sold out in your life? Just the other day, I had someone, I went to a nail parlor and a lady was saying, me, I came to Nairobi, I struggled, and I even joined this company called GNLD. I never succeeded. I was like, who the hell is that? Do they know I'm here? And they said, yeah, when you join GNLD in your life, those things. The owner of the parlor told them, can you shut up? Because you had me talk to someone and asking them if they are back from Turkey. They said, yes. She said, and that person is from Turkey with TNLD, my friends, in your life. They said, okay, is that person here? She said, that lady. They all turned. And my friend, it was my moment to shame them. I shared my story. I shared the power of our products. And guess what? Last week, I met both of them at Java. They made an appointment with me and they are joining next week. Be bold. Let us talk about our products like there's nothing compared to our products, by the way. When I think about stepping up to world team and qualifying at title, it's about the people, my friends. Who are you supporting as a senior manager? Who are you supporting as an executive manager? As an executive manager, can you see and just be so determined that you have at least 3 QSMs? Three QSMs like direct to you. You'll be a very strong executive manager. And before you think about it, there's no way we shall announce you here as a new director. So the way to step up to world team is for you to support others. Because our business of new life is not just about me today. I supported Ewesit. He was very busy. He was not available for meetings. But guess what? Through Ewesit, I saw other people who are available down in his team. I started seeing other people who wanted to do this business and they were available. But if you're not going out to meet the people, if you're just in your comfort zone, maybe in Kampala, you're not going to do meetings out there. You're just saying, okay, there's a meeting in Barara. And I just had one person who confirmed me. Just go to that meeting in Barara. Wherever it is, just go, even if it is one person. Maybe that is the person who is going to become your next Sapphire director. More of the win is in the mind. Because a lot happens in your mind. That is where the war is. And that is where the devil comes in and tells you are small. You are not small. When I look at the benefits of not just financial benefits, it's traveling. Me, in 1 year, in 11 months, actually, we were able to become Sapphire directors. Then I was asking myself, when we became Sapphire directors, do you know what I asked myself? I asked myself this question: what was I fearing? You remember those fears when you are at manager, senior manager, you are fearing, I was saying, what was I fearing? And when I went to Sun City and I've been able to travel with even some of my world team members, and most of you know that my team in the US is traveling left, right, and center. They were called by Jerry Brasfield, not me. You can see the power of people. I was not called by Jerry. Kendra only recognized me I even didn't know that Kendra knows me that much. But you will not force people to know you. When you perform, they will know you anyway. Even if Justus does not know your full names, just wait till you become a director. He's going to memorize your full names, even your surname and surname and surname. Why? Because success is very, very good. It's contagious. And when I saw the CEO recognize me, I was so humbled. And he told me, Grace, it's because of your persistence that these people joined New Life, that they did this business. Because that time, even the company had not come in. I remember crying to Rico Brown and telling Rico Brown, I have some senior managers in Maryland. Rico, would you help me? Rico told me, okay, I'm going to help them. But when they became directors, Rico called me and asked me, Grace, I need their numbers and telephone numbers. Let me repeat. When they became directors, not when they were senior managers. When they became directors, Rico told me, I need their telephone numbers, their address, and everything. And Rico called Josephine and Rachel without me. That tells you the director title is very important. Look at what Team Lions is giving. Going to Zanzibar by flight. Having a night in Zanzibar. Being, why can't you just go to this director? Why can't you just become a director? Let's war there. If you're on this call and you're not yet director, can you just get to director? The investments I've made. Hey, my new CX-5, my friend, when I'm in that car, and I remember all the people who told me that this business does not work, I feel like that taking my selfie and telling them, come here and tell me. You said I'll never get anywhere. Now come and see where I am. And not only that, but every time I see leaders in my team buy property, buy cars, I ask myself, what was, it was just the enemy who was coming, because I've told you, take care of your mindset. And that's why every day you need to listen to positive messages on network marketing, and as well, every morning pray for your business. Financial freedom. Today, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about the legacy that I'm determined to live in my generation as Grace. And I want the whole world to know where your life has gotten me from. But let me tell you, we shall not know you until you finish strong. Please finish strong. Finishing strong is not quitting, is not staying just there. There was this guy, I think his name was Joseph somebody from Tanzania in 1968. And I want to finish with this story so that I tell you to finish strong. I read about him, but in 1968, there was a marathon and he was sent from his country, Tanzania, to go to Europe. So during the run, he had like a knee, like a muscle pull. So he was not, he did not run, like continuously. But this guy never left the field. He actually finished 1 hour later. 1 hour later, that's when he was finishing. Now, you can imagine there were people who are like, cheering him, yeah, keep going, Joseph, keep going. Others were like, this one, they're running for what? Which prize are they going to get? You can imagine the stadium was, but this guy kept on and kept on. And 1 hour later, he was there. And he was asked, why didn't you just get out of the stadium? He said, my country of Tanzania sent me here to run the race. And they just didn't send me to run. They sent me to finish. So, my friends, today, we don't read about the people who are number one in that race in Europe, but we read about this guy because he finished strong. He was not just there to run. You didn't just become a distributor, a senior manager, an executive manager, but you got to finish the race. We are going up to 5 diamond, my friend. So you got to finish, even when it is painful, because the goodness of new life, it's a team spirit. We are going to cheer on. I have one of my directors who took the longest to become a director. She's Celine Sule. And, even if I'm her upline, one day I had to interview her and ask her, okay, Celine, what really made you to stay on board all this time? She told me what I was seeing. I wanted this. I wanted to become a director. I wanted to be there. And there's no way I could quit. And I'm not quitting. So just like the guy was running, can you finish strong? Can you stay on board, whether with challenges or not? Every day, learn to pray and commit your business to God, and know team sponsoring, personal sponsoring is needed for you to get into that aeroplane to get to Tanzania. That is the only way that we are going to celebrate you in a big way. So I can say so much, but I can tell you today, 9 years later, I'm 9 years this year in this business. I'm just so excited that I said yes. And despite the challenges in the journey, I'm determined to finish strong as I help so many other people to grow. Thank you, Justus, for the opportunity. And that is what I had for today.
Wow. This has been so motivating and so encouraging and so really, really very educative and very inspirational. I do believe that people who are listening in have been inspired. Personally, I think my take home is to finish strong, to finish the race. And the rest goes all the way to 5 diamond director. You know, sometimes I meet people who, who say, I think I want to give up. I think I want to give up. I'm telling you, if you want to give up, first become a world member, go to Mauritius, come back. Then if you come to me and tell me not Justus, I want to give up with this business. Honestly, I will sign and I say, please, now you can go in peace. You know, it's every time I listen to Grace share her story, I get so much excited and so much inspired. And it makes me feel like, my goodness, there is a lot we can accomplish. There is a lot we can achieve courtesy of New Life. Now, to you who has been listening in today, you've listened to Grace Chege's story as a senior manager. I think one thing that I learned from your story as a senior manager, Grace, is to take 100% responsibility and charge of my business. And if I am not mistaken, I think it is only people who take 100% responsibility and charge of their business that actually end up becoming directors very fast. Because when you are mentioning your story, I could actually relate with your story when I was a senior manager. I remember in my fourth month of my business, I went to a place called Kanongo that is about 8 hours away from, it's an 8-hour journey away from Kampala. And I went ahead of my upline, and I told my upline gave me the assurance that Saturday very early morning, by 4 a.m., I'll be on the bus, and then by 2, I will be there. We will be there for the meeting. And my upline had a weakness of sleeping. This is a guy who would actually sleep. You have an appointment at exactly 8, at exactly 9 in the morning, and you call him at 9, and the guy is still in the bed. So I give him a call on Saturday morning. He's not picking. He's not picking. I knew he was going to let me down. And then he picked up at about 10, because 10 is when he was getting on the bus. Remember, it's an 8-hour journey. I was sweating. I had never presented. All I knew was inviting people and mobilizing people. Then I called my upline directors to come and speak to them. I'm telling you, it goes to 2. The audience was huge. I had 127 people in the audience, and all of them were old. They were head teachers, they were farmers, they were all big people. And here I was still very young. I was still 20 years old. I was just there. My uncle had mobilized these people. And I'm telling you, it goes to 2, and the guy, I could clearly see that this guy was going to arrive at 6 in the evening. All I had to do was to get my presentation guide and the product catalog. I stood in front of people and I started reading. I started reading as I was explaining to them, explaining to them. I remember I drew the food pyramid. You know, the the fat and sugars come up. Me, I did fat and sugars, then protein up. And one of the distributors say, I think you've made a mistake. It is protein, then fat and sugars. And I'm telling you, that's when I realized that I actually didn't know how to present. But because of that act, ever since what my upline did to me, organizing for a meeting and he didn't show up, that was my first presentation. And I'm telling you, from that presentation, 11 people paid cash and got started. And I'm telling you, from then I learned that if this business was to grow, I needed to own it 100%. And I kept on doing, I started doing my presentations, started doing my team meetings. And by the time I was making 6 months, there I was a brand new director. So if you are a senior manager, if you are an executive manager on this call, you want to grow your business, you want to become director, you want to become a wealthy member, do not wait on anyone. Do not wait on anyone called an upline. Go ahead, go all out and do these presentations. I like the way how Grace Chege was saying, you collect referrals, don't take them to your upline, don't wait for your upline to call them. Call them yourself. Make the calls. How do we become better at presenting? How do we become better at following up? How do we become better at doing these follow-ups? It is by doing the actual work. Every time you do the phone calls, you're getting better. Every time you're doing the one-on-ones on yourself, you're getting better. Every single time you're organizing outreaches and doing those presentations by yourself, you are getting better and better. So let's go out there. Let's own our business 100%. If you want to become a director, own your business 100%. Do everything on your very own, and that is how you are going to get to director as soon as possible, so that we can be with you on the plane to Zanzibar. Wow. Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you so much for loving our team. And for your own information, Grace Chege is going to be our guest speaker at our end of year convention. Have you been to Uganda before?
No, it will be my first time. Lifestyle.
Wonderful. So Grace Chege is going to be flying in December.
Everybody should make sure they have guests and there is no space we need to feel, I don't know, I believe we are using the venue. We need to fill the venue because we need to sponsor 100 people.
Exactly. And I can guarantee you we are going to do that. We are going to have so many directors, so many wealthy members, many executive managers. It's going to be an amazing convention. The dates for the convention are December 9th and 10th, Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be amazing. Having Grace being part of the convention physically, I'm telling you, it's going to be quite amazing. So guys, let's give it our best. Thank you so much, Grace, once again. Thank you for loving our team. And I can guarantee that the seeds you have sown.
I want all the senior managers on this call and the executive managers to step up to director. So it will be fire in Jerusalem and in December, God willing, when I come, and I'm looking forward. And thank you for the invite. And I'm just so grateful. Allow me to leave because I have another meeting.
Thank you so much and have a blessed evening.
Okay, bye.
Okay.